Hi, this is Majin, and welcome to some comic reviews. I got a nice little stack today. We got Earth 2, Joker's Daughter, Miss Marvel, Captain America, Invaders, New Avengers, Mighty Avengers, Wolverine, Punisher, and Carnage. Okay, let's get straight to it. I'm going to be very, very short with Earth 2, and I'm going to call out the bullshit. And that's going to be the review for Earth 2. Look, we have a brand new Superman. Okay? That's the Kryptonian. That is going to be their version of Superman. That's Ultimate Spider-Man. That is some bullshit. Somebody did some plagiarism. Somebody needs to get fired for that. Okay. Next up is Batman Joker's Daughter #1. Now, I don't know. This thing is really annoying, I guess is the best way to describe it for me. She isn't really even worthy of being the Joker's daughter. I think that's my problem. It's just some girl who's just whacked out in her head, who self-mutilated herself, and she finds the Joker mask, and since she thinks he's the daughter, she is the daughter, and she's now the Messiah of Joker, and she's just trying to prove how crazy she is. I mean, the thing is, she's not even an interesting character is the problem. And you can tell they're trying very hard to do that. They're trying to give her this journey where, she doesn't kill, she can't, she'll mutilate, but she won't actually kill somebody. And then, the Batman pushes her a little bit, and then so now she's gotta, start killing people or, trying to kill people, and she's got to prove how psycho she is. And I'm just like, oh, why? This isn't even a villain who's worthy of Batman. That's the sad thing. This is just a clinging add-on, to somebody who's a legendary villain, and they're trying to, basically go cha-ching, cash cow, and it worked. I'll be honest, it worked. When I saw the stack of this comic at my comic store, I did a double take, because that stack was higher than anything I have seen in recent times. So, I mean, either they made a huge mistake in ordering, or, this is going to sell like crazy, and I don't know why. I really do not know why. Miss Marvel #1. I have a lot of mixed feelings on this. Now, there's actually a lot of good, even though I'm leading it up to I have mixed feelings. See, basically what it is, this is their Marvel's Middle Eastern superhero. On top of that, it's a woman character. And, they do a really good job at going, okay, obviously this is not going to be like Peter Parker or Johnny Storm or, anybody like Susan Richards or anybody like that. It's a young Middle Eastern girl who's from a very strict family that, who's very religious. And, she has to try to fit in, into two different worlds. And they do a really good job at presenting that. And, establishing this character's status quo. Now, the thing that is getting me is, and this is why I'm having a little, I'm unsure about, is she doesn't seem to be like a strong character. She doesn't have that driving force that other superheroes have. It basically, I mean, she has this weird vision that of the Avengers coming down to her, going, "Come join us, blah 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 blah. You want power?" And she gets power suddenly. And I kind of wonder if this is relating to the inhumanity, the Terrigen mist thing that exploded, because she does go into a cocoon-like state, and she busts out. And when she busts out, she's got powers. See, but unfortunately, the artist isn't very good at drawing or looked at references to the cocoons, so I don't know for sure. But that's what it looks like, and it would kind of make sense. But then also they don't put inhumanity on the top here, so you don't know, is it connected or not. Is this a title that I would want to read for the next 40, 50 issues? You know what? I don't think so. I don't think, based on what I read right now, for my taste, I don't think this is going to be something that I'd want to read forever. But I really do think that this is a title that there's a voice. It has a voice for somebody. You know, like if you're like the young teenage girls who are getting into comics, this is a type of character that they can probably identify with a lot. Because even though she's dealing with a very religious family, who basically say you can't do this, you can't do that. There's a lot of other kids, both male and female, who are dealing with families who are also strict, and she's at that age where she's trying to rebel, but yet at the same time respect her family, and she's learning that what new boundaries that she's going to have to encounter, and especially with parties and gut boys and things like that. So, this could potentially be a very good coming of age growing character story. But I mean, I'm gonna have to give it another issue or two just to see how she develops as a character. But other than that, I thought the art was it's an interesting art style, not really traditional superhero type artwork, which is another reason why I'm saying that this would be a nice title to recommend to somebody who is like, especially like a female who's interested in reading comics. Okay, that's enough of that. Captain America number 16. This was weird. Now, basically what it is, it looks like it's a mind trip just to see what she's gonna do, type thing, and Zola's daughter is gonna do, and she's got attitude. She's got some serious attitude, but when it counts, she doesn't join the Red Skull and the bad guys. So it sounds like from here, she passes the test, and then her adventures are gonna open up and begin. So this is definitely a jumping on point. I'm not sure if this is something I want to continue to read though, but it was a very interesting take on this character and what her mindset is. And I think if somebody wasn't reading the Captain America when he was trapped in the other dimension storyline, this is a great introduction to who the daughter of Zola is. So that part's good. Other than that, 50-50 if you're going to like it type thing. New Invaders. All this issue here is basically, let's get the boys back together in the band, and they're going to start fighting. And, there's some... While I enjoyed most of the artwork, there was parts of the art that especially dealt with Bucky, like, running with his guns and stuff that just didn't look right. They had some great panels, like with the fire part here. That was great. Now, granted, I fully realize that a lot of it has to do with the coloring, but it still was I really appreciated it. And for me, this was like just a nice continuation of the first issue. I'm glad we didn't have to wait like 9,000 years for issue number 2, and it just fed me a little bit more to make me want to see the team completely get back together again and kick some butt. So Robinson overall, he's doing a good job. May not be the greatest title of all times, but you got to reestablish this team, and so far I think he's on the right path. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, New Avengers number 14. Technically, this was going to be one of those books for me that would have been one of the goods of the week, but I try to look at it as, if you were just a new reader and you jumped on board, you're going to have no clue what's going on here. Like, Forever Evil, you can read Forever Evil and you get the concept good, evil, fighting. There's so much. You need a freaking encyclopedia, a Wikipedia to figure out what's going on in all these Avenger titles, if you are not current. But anyways, I thought the art was really good. Basically, what's going on here is this. There's two stories here. One is the heroes of our world are viewing what's going on in another world, and they're watching that world basically get slaughtered. And while that's going on, you have Doctor Strange taking a trip, and basically, here we go. What he's doing is he's looking for an exchange. He's looking to purchase something. And they're like, what? Are you looking to find longevity, bliss, love? And he's like, no, I want power. And basically what he's looking for is he wants to become godlike. He wants to be able to just move the heavens. And I thought that this is like, you've never seen Doctor Strange kind of do this before. He always, he always knew the difference between good and evil. He would never cross that line. And right now he's really crossing that line. Now, I fully understand why he's doing it, but you know there's going to be consequence for his actions when he's looking for ultimate power. And that really excited me, especially when I got to the end. What he's willing to sell to get that. I really enjoyed this issue. I thought the art was, like I mentioned before, I thought the art was great, especially with the demon creatures. And I cannot wait until the next issue to come out. Yes, that sigh is a sigh of boredom. Nothing happens. Absolutely happened. Nothing. I was partially glad because Land wasn't on here. I was like, ooh, Land's not here. That means they don't look like they've been on a light table. And we're going to get some interesting, better art finally. And maybe I'll start getting it. And I'm just reading this and nothing happens. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. Wolverine #1. Wolverine is now killable. So they give him some armor. He goes to Black Widow and he gets a gun. He gets a team of superpowered beings. And life goes on. And I'm just like, I'm at a loss here. I really am. It's... And I really hate this. I mean, I really hate that. The art is okay. The art's decent. It's, there's some good to it. But I just don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, for me, this is a Superior Spider-Man situation. You don't want to see Wolverine in this situation where he can be killable, he can be hurt. You want to see him just pop those claws and start killing everything. But now, he's got to be a little bit more careful. His armor even saves his life right from the beginning. And he's using a gun. I'm like, when does Wolverine use a gun? I just have to keep reminding myself. There is no way Marvel is going to keep Wolverine in this state forever. It was the same thing that happened when Magneto pulled the adamantium out of his body. If we remember for that it jacked up his immune system. He didn't quite heal the way he was supposed to be healing. He was popping his claws and he was bleeding, and every time he healed himself up normally, they pop the claws again. The same thing is going to happen. It's going to last for a period of time. Something is going to happen, and then he's going to get his powers back. My guess is they have a year or 2-year plan for this character, and that's what's going to happen. There's no way this is going to be Wolverine who can be hurt forever. Fans of Wolverine will not put up with it for long. Will I keep getting it? I don't know. I can't say that the art was horrible, but that being said, I can't say I really enjoyed the direction of the character. If anything, it's an interesting take on the character, but I don't know if I'm going to continue it. In all honesty, what's probably going to happen is I'm going to go to the comic book store, I'm going to look at my stack in my hand, and it'll be 50-50 if I pick it up. Punisher. Okay. When you see the Punisher on the shelf, you know what you're getting into. He's going to be killing a lot of people. That part does not disappoint. In this case, the only thing that's different is his location. He's now in California, and he's tearing things up. The art, there's a lot of really nice panels, nice characterization, like the character portraits, or snack portraits, but character designs. But there's times when I look at Frank Castle, I'm like, that's not really Frank Castle. That looks like some middle-aged guy who's really tired and greasy, But this is definitely they're basically building this thing up into being a big drug war. honestly speaking, I'd almost rather buy this than Wolverine. But this is another one of those titles where I think I'm 50-50 on. I like the fresh location, but I don't think it's bringing anything new to the table that we haven't seen before. But on the other hand, what can you do with a Punisher that we haven't seen before? He only does one thing, you know. The only thing that really disappoints me, though, is when you read the Punisher, it doesn't matter what storyline, doesn't matter what writer you take. Why can't the movies be as good as this? That's my biggest complaint. Finally, Superior Carnage. The art is horrendous. I'm going to call it out. This is god-awful art. This is the type of art where you look at it and you go, well, you know what? It's an annual. Nobody's going to buy this. Well, let's just get some guy who doesn't really maybe matter as much. And, you know, if people don't like it, they won't care because they're just buying it because it's Carnage. And that's what I feel about this art. I mean, look at that guy's face. Horrible. Horrible. It looks like he's got, like, makeup on his nose. You know what I mean? Horrible. Now, this issue here is basically them trying to get the symbiote back onto Cassidy. And that's all this is. Technically, you don't really need it. But if you're a Carnage fan, you're probably going to want to buy it anyways. Because, you know, after all, you get to see Carnage and he's going to tear things up. And then they even throw you the bone because they have the... not Punisher, but Deadpool Carnage crossover. So you're going to get what you want there. But anyways, this really... It's not really that great of an issue, I'll tell you flat out. It's basically safe. It doesn't do anything challenging. It doesn't do anything that makes you want to go, wow, I was really... Like the Superior Carnage miniseries, that was freaking amazing. And this is a true letdown for that. This actually was very close to being my disappointment. But these books were just so... No, not that one, sorry. Those books were just so bad. Ugh. Anyways, that's my reviews for today. Facebook, Crunchyroll anime reviews. And you know what I forgot to give you? I forgot to give you some codes. Let's give you Punisher. Let's get you a Wolverine. Let's get you this. That way you can be bored too. This thing just does not want to come out. Here we go. Oh, and I'm probably gonna... I got Outlast on the PS4, so I might stream that. So if I do, I'll let you guys know all that information, so you can watch... Oh, that's a digital. Alright, that's it for today. I'll have more stuff later. Like I said, I got a manga haul coming up. And maybe I'll do more reviews later, depending upon how much stuff I get. And if there's news that looks good, I'll put some of that out too. Anyways, until next time.